Charlie nigga say with him say what you block. And they don't forget zig in this corner, bro. Before you cap the Lamborghini truck, making sure I will drip when you win your plug. My nigga say with him say what you block. And they don't forget zig in this corner, bro.
Who done the spirit of an African? Kwame Nkrumah, Mosiah Marcus Garvey. Who done the spirit of an African? Patrice Lumumba, the fire still burning.
Bringing the best of Ghanaian high-life, hip-hop, rap and reggae to the French capital, Accra has come to Paris, or at least the city's hottest musical exports are paying us a visit. As Onto star and rapper Sarkodie and Afro dancehall sensation Stonebwoy join us in the studio. Thanks so much for being here, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Now, you're both performing at the Accra in Paris festival here in France. It's a concert. This is a rerun of the Paris in Accra event in November last year, where you both performed. So give us a bit of the inside scoop. What was that night like?
First off, just big shouts to the French ambassador, in Ghana. Big shouts to Anne-Sophie for coming up with such a great initiative. I wouldn't call this a concert. This is like a whole movement that I think is very necessary. So, yes, in Ghana, that was crazy. I loved it. And it's back home. It was more comfortable for myself and my brother. Mm-hmm. And now she is letting us invade your privacy for a second. So I know this one is going to be way, turned. Yes.
Stonebwoy, excited about the European version?
No, absolutely. This is how I think it's supposed to be. The ambassador should get the credit, for pioneering or spearheading such a movement. And I think it's a great move because the language barriers have actually made it impossible for people to see it conducive that our cultures and our music can actually transmit or transcend amongst one another, and these are the movements that would actually grow such cultural, interrelationships. So this is a great move that should be actually looked at and emulated. You know what I mean? So we're here to represent for that cause, and we're waiting for the whole of France to come out. We don't really want to see our Ghanaian people. We want to see the white faces, the blue faces.
It's true.
Those who just want to come and test the waters and know what we have to offer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and live music tends to transcend language, definitely.
Exactly.
Now, you're being joined by other artists on stage, people like Becca, Passy, Kwabena. Sarkodie, you recently collaborated with Passy on the track C'est Combien. You perform with a whole range of really big names, Busta Rhymes, Ludacris, Stonebwoy here. Is working with others an inspirational thing for you, or do you prefer to come with a really personal vision?
I love collaboration because I think people that listen to Stonebwoy probably might be into reggae dancehall. People who listen to Sarkodie might be into serious hip hop. So you merge these two fan bases together. So when I work with people outside, I like it because now I introduce you to new people to listen to your records. It opens up the market for you. So for me, I think anybody who has followed the Sarkodie journey, I really believe in collaboration. Almost all my records, I have somebody on there because I want to tap into people's cultures. I don't want to limit myself, so I really believe in collaboration. And big shouts to Passy. That was a great studio night. We did one of the hardest verses I've ever done, super fast. I took myself way back home when I started back in Ghana. I used to be a very fast rapper, so he took me back to those days, and that was a good record, and we are performing that this Saturday. Yeah.
Okay, well, stretching your talent in different directions. Let's get a taste of that sound. This is your latest track, Non-Living Thing, featuring Oxlade.
A woman and I believe in your vision. What else? Can't pray name hot, but I was wishing. Say me because when I talk, you know the lesson. Many bema, but you took over position. Sake of a large the pain, I'm also with Jamie the blog. We munye na be see then a boy sing your fraud. About the taco crime, me push it drug. Sika legitimate and as a blood. Now me feel say we go right until the end. Now so all along you they pretend. Damn, I guess I lost a friend. Thought I got a figure, there's a lot I need to learn.
Stonebwoy, you're another fan of joint projects. You've worked with Burna Boy, Sean Paul in the past, and your sound is quite a fusion, like reggae, R&B, Afrobeats, dancehall. Are you a fan of categories, or how would you describe your sound?
Yeah, I would say I'm a fan of categories as well, and then I'm blessed to be talented beyond, just a particular scope. So I'm an artist that can do literally anything music, and my inspiration actually is rooted in the reggae dancehall culture, whereby that sends messages across, because going from the ghettos of Ashaiman, we want to speak to the people. This is what the politicians want to do, but we live that life. So there's always have to be a message in my music, you feel me? So that's how come I don't just stick to, what inspires me, but I make sure that I move across to, also be able to have people hear what we have. Like he said, typically if you love reggae and dancehall, when you come to my space, you find out that we've been here doing it, representing for the culture, not just because we want to be famous. And that is why you have us here right now. So we just want people to come out and experience, such powers that we have.
Okay, well, let's hear it for ourselves. This is your track, Nukejo, which means what's up, you tell me.
Yeah, what's up?
You know, see no hater. Same after they do them the faker. If it is hustle, they pay me. God, they bless me, yeah. Cause I pray to the maker. Yeah. Say I be your neighbor. Where they pull you Bentley, Bentayga. They make you know they see me and them be for the happy. Cause you don't know what team a nigga. Yeah. Nukejo. My body tell me Nukejo. My body tell me Nukejo. My body tell me Nukejo.
Stonebwoy, I think you're singing in Twi there, right?
Nah, that's Ewe.
Ewe.
That's Ewe. That's my dialect. That's my roots.
Your
know what
mother
I mean?
tongue.
Yeah, that's my mother tongue.
And Sarkodie, you rap in Twi sometimes,
Yes.
right?
I do rap in Twi a lot. Yes.
It's interesting as a choice because English might get you to a huge audience. Why is it important to have this linguistic mix?
I think art is really about, especially if you're really about the art itself, you don't want to dilute what you're doing. It has to be authentic. It has to be how you feel. So I can say people from the UK, the States, that's your tongue. It comes way easier, so you can have the emotions, the spirit in there. And that's the same thing that we do, because what he's saying, if he changes it, yeah, it can make sense. It can do that sometimes. But I think organically, creativity thrives in, what you believe in and how you were brought up. So you don't want to dilute that. And I think as creative as we are able to still catch the ears of other people, even though they don't understand it. So we have a way to present it that suits the ear. There's a lot of people that I listen to back home in Ghana. I have no idea what they're talking about, but I'm like a big fan of them. So that's what we stand for. We want to be able to represent where we are from and push it out here. Yes.
The Stonebwoy, it's a cultural mix, isn't it?
Yeah, actually, that music on its own is a language. So that has to be obeyed. That is the first code. So when you obey that, you're able to now express yourself, like you said, swiftly. And most often, you find out that some of the songs that live with us are the ones that we don't understand. The ones that we don't understand, it's the lyrics or what they're saying. So you always want to find out. Then you want to learn something new because you just asked what the title of my song is, Nukejo. I could have just said, what's up? But I wanted to put it down there so people can also understand that is Ewe, this is Twi, and that's how we continue to sell our cultures as well, to the world.
Definitely a discovery. Now, in the past, Ghanaian and maybe West African music generally was often classified as world music because the industry failed to recognize the nuances and the specificities of different genres and different scenes. Now, Billboard has launched a US Afrobeats chart, and the UK's done that too for African artists, and the diaspora. Spotify has an Afro hub. What do you think of these initiatives? Are they good exposure, or is it, again, lumping everything together?
Yeah, man. I think it's good exposure and same time is lumping, you know what I mean? Because there are criteria by which those are defined. And sometimes when you move away from those criteria, music still lives on and people still feed on. You know what I mean? I think some of the criteria they use is when you trend on TikTok and when you do all them one day. But sometimes some of us have come from schools where, you just do the music and the music lives with people. It's not everybody does. And trending actually might be cool, but class is imperial. So I would also debate it. It's a beautiful thing. It keeps us pushing. It keeps us adding up to the Western standard. You know what I mean? But if you ask Stonebwoy, I'll tell you that it doesn't stop there. It didn't even begin there. But it adds on to exposing African arts. And there are more beyond the standards that they create. You know what I mean? Like the rules that put those songs on that chart. Aside that, there are actually gems hidden behind.
Yeah, you think it could perhaps prompt people to go and seek out new music?
I think anything successful is definitely going to have people want to come and join it. So I'm definitely up for it. As he said, I think we just have to make sure that we don't lose the core of what the music is for. So we don't, lose the value of what Afrobeat stands for. Because I think it was just a matter of time. I knew this time was going to come. I didn't know when. And I thank God that we were the generation that was able to push that boundary and open that door for the next generations to come. I think if it stayed in Africa, that would have been just an African thing. And now everybody want to join it. And whether you like it or not, Afrobeat is the new cool. That's the song that turns the clubs up. So yes, I'm open for people to join to make it way bigger. So yes, definitely.
Indeed, good news for all of us music fans as well. Guys, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
for
I
having
appreciate
us as well.
Yes.
Thank
Now we'll wrap up the show with one of your fellow performers at the Accra in Paris event, Kwabena Kwabena. A reminder that the concert's taking place on Saturday at the Élysée Montmartre here in Paris. We'll leave you with Kwabena Kwabena's track Fingers. Remember to check out our website for more music, arts and culture. We're also on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. There's more news coming up on France 24 just after this.
Some men don't